Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to this episode of Life as a Dance. My name is Taras Denisenko, and I'm wearing a cowboy hat. You're probably wondering why. Well, that's one of the things we're going to be talking about today. But before we do that, put your hands together for my beautiful co-host, beautiful wife, beautiful dance partner, beautiful soul through and through, Wendy. Here she is.
Hello, and I wish I was wearing a cowboy hat, or is it a cowgirl hat? But I don't have one. But I do have cowgirl boots and Blue Casey's that are amazing. Where should people check them out, Taras?
Hey, if any of you that live in the Virginia Beach area want to get yourself a cowboy hat and cowboy boots, go to Acredale Saddlery, Acredale Saddlery, located, I think, on Indian River Road. It's kind of in the border of Virginia Beach and Chesapeake, but they got some really awesome stuff. One of our students actually turned us onto that store, Herb. He was like a straight up cowboy, and he's like, if you want to get anything, go to them. I'm going to click, I'm not going to click, but I'm going to put a link to their website in the description below so you can go visit them at any time. But another thing, so speaking of like clothing and cowboy gear and stuff like that, today's topic of our podcast is why and what makes dance competitions so fun. So we're going to give you 3 reasons today why they are. The first one is when you go to one in person, you get to check out all the latest fashion, which is a huge part of the ballroom competition. So Wendy's going to tell us a little bit more about that.
You might see, if you're not watching, then you won't see. But if you are just listening, just imagine a lot of sparkle right now.
Yeah, she's got a lot of sparkle.
Yeah. So part of what makes these events so much fun is the fashion and the costuming. I have a relationship with Julia Gorchakova. I've had the honor of working with her at some of the events. And these, I like to wear them even when I'm not at a competition. But these are some of the jewelry that they make, and the backside is like a latex, but they're so comfortable. They don't bounce around. This jewelry is made specifically for dancing. You probably are like, who knew? No idea. But if you are at these events and you walk by the vendors or several vendors and you're like, oh, that's not for me, I would never. These vendors are amazing. They would give you the most incredible experience. Even if you just wanted to go by and just try some of the dresses on, you'll feel literally like Cinderella. So check out Julia Gorchakova at Artistry in Motion. Just go explore, check out the costuming. They do have costuming for men as well, because when you do these events, you want to look the part. You want to have your gear, just like if you were a golfer and you have your golf shoes and your golf clubs. You need to have proper dance wear, right, Taras?
That is such an accurate statement to make. No matter what competitive sport you do, there's always gear involved. And initially when you first start dancing, the only gear you need are a pair of dance shoes. And that's not even necessarily required if you're just going out socially dancing. But as you develop any hobby, there is gear involved. And so ladies, rhinestones become your best friend. And even some guys, they like... I was never really big into rhinestone shirts or all that kind of stuff, but now I see the value of them, and now I like them.
The neat thing, too, is it's kind of like celebrity status. I mean, you get to go to this event, and you have vendors of the caliber of, like, Artistry in Motion, where Julia Gorchakova and her husband were, 16-year champions. So not only does she know what to do with costuming, she can design things personally for you, but you're getting to be face to face, up close and personal with a world champion. And these vendors too have so much pride in the people that wear their designs. I mean, you'll see Julia, other designers out in the ballroom watching, and you can just see their faces light up because there's such pride that they're wearing that costuming. So check them out next time you are at any of these events. I promise you'll have a world-class experience.
That's so true. And Julia and Bob are probably like 50-time world champions, 100-time. I mean, they're going to be eternalized for being world champions. But Bob is, her husband, Bob Powers, is also a judge. He wasn't at this event, but sometimes when people go to competitions, this specific one that we went to, sometimes, you know, going to competitions, they can be a little stressful because you work so hard to work on your dancing. So you'll see the judges on the sideline sometimes, and I can see students, they'll kind of like, get super nervous once you get near them. Isn't that right, Wendy?
It is. I think that's what makes Arthur Murray events so wonderful and unique, is that, yes, you can go to these events and really get the full experience, taking your dancing seriously, feeling that competitive edge, the sports, the athleticism, all of it. But Arthur Murray always knows how to have fun. And Hunter and Maria Johnson, who are also world-class dancers themselves, are great in respect to their event because they like to show everyone how to have fun. And they put us judges in precarious situations to show that we can have some fun and let our hair down, as they say.
Yeah, he does. So one of the things that he made us do is do a competition against one another. So all the officials, as well as the judges, or the judges as well as some of the officials, and I was the MC and Wendy was one of the judges. But check this out. Yep, a hula hoop competition. That is myself and the chairman of the judges, Mr. Robert Long, Bob Long, doing a hula hoop competition.
In a very creative way, if you just saw Taras's skills.
Yeah. We see Bob's doing it around his head, so I was following suit, using my former headbanging skills to try to make it go. But you know what's kind of fun is, like, you'll see everyone's laughing and just watching in sheer amazement, I think, that we're actually doing this. But coming up in a moment, Bob and I are like trying to do a hula hoop off.
You know, it's kind of brilliant, don't you think, Taras, too? Because, you know, with the students, it's sometimes hard to see through from other people's perspective. But, you know, I'm out there and I love watching the dancing. Oh, here comes Ala, the professional hula hooper.
So Ala was one of the other judges on the panel. And I was trying to use her technique of that fourth position, wondering if that was going to be what did it for me, but no. In the background, you can see there's Mario. He was one of the other judges. There's Nuria. I believe that's Nuria. That's got to be Nuria.
Yeah,
so yeah, that's...
I think it's interesting, too. It's hard for me because being a judge that I can't imagine myself being seen intimidating. But when students are at events and they're dancing for us as judges, it can be really intimidating. So for them I think this is really brilliant, because I think for them to see the judges and officials doing things like this, it kind of just breaks the stress down a little bit. So pretty smart for them to do that for Hunter and Maria.
You know, another great thing about going to dance competitions. So we covered two things so far. The first thing is the activewear. I mean, the ball gowns. What was that song? Activewear.
Activewear. Doing absolutely nothing in my activewear.
Yeah. So the costumes. The second thing was seeing the officials and judges do some crazy stuff. So it's the unexpected. But the third thing is super exciting, is to watch different levels of dancers at any of these events. So if you're brand new to dancing and let's say you've taken a dozen lessons under your belt, you can go to a competition and compete in a division that is just around that time frame that you've taken lessons. Or if you've been dancing for all your life and you're one of the most advanced levels, you're going to be competing at that level. No matter the age group, from kids to young kids, even younger kids in their 70s were competing. And one of the students just kind of pops that I think of off the top of my head is Carol from Tampa. She's been dancing for a few years, and she goes with all the teachers from the studio, and she dances with all of them. Male instructors, female instructors, they all kind of she just dances with them all. So it's a really great thing.
She's such a beautiful spirit. Like, when I was watching her, I was fortunate enough to be right next to the franchisee of that school, Lanya, and I just whispered to her, I'm like, how old is Carol? Because I know that she's in her 80s.
Oh, she's in her 80s?
I think so, but you would never know. She's just beautiful, and she just sparkles out there. You can just see the joy that she has. and is just so youthful. And what a nice dancer too.
She's a beautiful dancer, beautiful spirit, beautiful dancer. But yeah, so going to these events, you get to see people, you get to see your peers as well. We got to catch up in person. Now we do Zoom dinners with them almost every Sunday. Danil and Nuria Kartashov are the franchisees of the Cranford
and
Hillsborough studios up in New Jersey. And so we got to see them, but they also brought along with them their 7-year-old twins who are just
precious,
so funny.
They're so cute. And, before we even get to that, what makes these events even more fun and special with everything that's gone on in the world. I mean, the first event we went to was Flamingo Rama back in August, right, Taras?
Yep.
August. And that was the first time we had traveled. And then we haven't traveled since. This was the second event that Hunter and Maria Johnson organized. But it was so amazing to see our friends and be able to, and it was like we had masks on, we didn't know what to do, and, social distance, but we just hugged each other. And then when their twins came up, there was no way we were not hugging those kids.
Oh my God, it was
so
over.
Cute and so personable and just, oh my gosh.
So what we want to do today to kind of close up our episode is show you some video footage. And again, if you're listening to this only audio only, please go visit our YouTube site, Life as a Dance, and you can see Nico and Sophia dancing. Now, we did get permission from their parents to show this video. Mm-hmm. So here it comes right now. Check it out. So there he is, Nuria, and you can see Danil in the background too.
How funny was that too? Here's Danila is judging at the time, and how hard would that be as a dad not to want to watch your kids? But Danila's amazing judge, very respectful, watched everyone, and then took moments to look at the kids. But we were there, both Taras and I were on break at that time, so we felt like secondary proud parents.
Oh, yeah,
you probably in the video hear me cheering and screaming their names. But how sweet was that, watching Nuria on the sidelines, giving her children a little pep talk and then sending them on their way.
Nico and Sophia both, they're not only do they do ballroom dancing, but they're also ice skating. They're doing pair skating as well. And it's just a really great compliment to the two sports come together. Look at those kicks and flicks. Look at that energy. Oh, that's our favorite move right there.
Cute. I'm
going to steal that choreography.
Yeah. And if you're watching and you're not a ballroom dancer and you're wondering, are they good? Or these kids are as equally talented as they are adorable. I mean, their quality of dance is exactly what you'd expect with having a father who is Russian and a mother who is from Spain, and both beautiful and amazing dancers in their own right. But these kids are athletes. I mean, I believe, Taras, that we're going to see them in the Olympics someday.
Oh, for sure. For sure. They're still 7-year-old kids. Even off the floor, they get off, and we could see, I don't want to go, we can go on and on about it, but we
could do a whole episode on Nico and Sophia, and maybe we should. Maybe we should bring them on.
Write in the comments below and let us know if you would like to see us interview 2 7-year-olds, Nico and Sophia Kartashov. They have the most awesome personalities.
They're really special kids. I mean, they're talented, they're sweet, just so good. I've had the opportunity to be at Nuria and Danila's freestyles event and spend time with them, and they are just a joy to be around. I wish we lived closer.
Me too. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen, 3 reasons why competitions are so much fun. First is the fashion,
dance wear, costumes, feeling just amazing on the dance floor.
Second is seeing the officials, the judges, do all sorts of crazy stuff. Silliness. And then the third is
Nico and Sophia.
Seeing your peers and friends and other people in that level competing. Mm-hmm. And that's one of always the fun things to see is friends and making new friends.
Absolutely. Especially with how we haven't been able to be around our friends. You know, I think as we're walking into March, we're a year from when all this pandemic started. And I think we're all different people now. And I think everything has new meaning. And these events are so special to us because we get to see our peers, we get to see other students, we get to be a witness to something that is a huge accomplishment. And I'm just really excited and hoping everything moves in the right direction, that all the events can roll back into the calendar.
That's right. That's right. So once again, thanks for joining us in this episode of Life is a Dance, and we will see you next time.